Socialism's rise in America is due to the money machine. The topic of wealth inequality has captured the collective mind of American voters because it is a very real problem. And it's getting worse. The wealthiest 1% of Americans now hold roughly $55 trillion in assets, which is about equal to the combined wealth of the bottom 90% of the country. This is the largest wealth gap we've seen since the Great Depression. And so now, the left has geared their campaign slogans and talking points to an endless onslaught of creative ways to tax the most wealthy among us, with the promise of putting more money in your pocket and making the nation more equal. But in reality, this is a small temporary band-aid that does nothing to address the actual major issue. And that's because the problem is we're printing so much money, a ton. The real reason the wealth divide has gotten this bad is because of where the wealthy stores their wealth versus where you store yours. The wealthy hold stocks, real estate, business assets that rise in value right along with the money supply. But then most Americans hold a paycheck and a savings account, neither of which does that. And so every time new money enters the economy, it doesn't spread evenly. It flows into assets first. And that's why home prices and stock portfolios can double while wages only crawl up a few percent a year. Economists call this the Cantillon effect. Whoever gets the new money first gets richer, and then whoever gets it last, usually regular people like you and I, pays for it in higher prices over time. So where the hell did all this new money come from? In 1971, the US completely cut the dollar loose from gold. We essentially ended up with a committee who decides when and how much to print. Since the 2008 financial crisis alone, the Fed has created nearly $9 trillion out of thin air. In fact, a dollar in 1971 now buys about 12 cents worth of what it used to. And so naturally, the left looks at this gap and says, let's tax the billionaires, let's eat the rich. Don't get me wrong, they're great slogans that win elections, but these efforts are futile. Even if you seized every dollar a billionaire has today and split it evenly, the money printer starts rebuilding that gap again tomorrow because that money machine that's manufacturing the problem to begin with is still running.